Hey guys, welcome back to the final video for Star Trek Fleet Command. So much to talk about, so much going on, and it's a little bittersweet, a little unfortunate. However, I've made peace with what I am about to tell you guys, but I'm going to. I may make videos in the future, but this will more than likely be the last one for this game. I made a decision to basically just move on. And there were a lot of factors, and there have been factors, playing into this for quite some time. But first, I just want to give a huge shout out to my former alliance, everyone that was in there. You guys are amazing. We have been a really good family, have gotten really close, talked about real life stuff. You guys are the best people in the world to me. I really can't thank you enough for trusting in me, for leading the alliance. But it came to a point where there are other things happening in the galaxy that I just had to go off and take care of, and I didn't want to drag you guys with that. So I left my alliance, and it basically all just was boiling. The global diplomacy was boiling up into a toxic hot mess, and it was literally feeling like we were continually being stepped on and rolled over. And there were people in my alliance who didn't want to fight back. And I'm definitely not one to roll over and do what people say. So I left the alliance to go rogue, to attack Zero. So I made sure to start hitting them during the mining event and advertising their nodes and doing a whole bunch of stuff like this. And I'm just going to continue. I'm going to continue in this game, but I'm going to log in to just destroy their ships all the time, constantly. There's just so much stuff going on in there, and I'm just going to do that because it's going to be fun. It's going to be entertaining, and I really want to strike a bone with them about their hypocrisy. I believe it was last month, they had a player, and this was on top of many issues, and it was just growing out of proportion, being toxic. There was a situation with this individual, and he is one of my subscribers, which I assume that's why he was downvoting my videos. And so basically he had said something that didn't mesh well with me, and I gave him an opportunity, his alliance an opportunity to kind of retract that statement, and he didn't. And I kind of just let that go. But I kept it in the forefront of my mind. And then they had a player, and this player was like, I'm quitting. He dropped out, but he stayed in their alliance chat. And this individual started giving him targets, was trying to egg on our players that we were, trying to say, hey, don't engage with this. They want you to engage with it. And I saw the screenshots. I have the screenshots still. I've been sharing them with everyone but this team so they can all see what is going on. And they all realize, the funny part is like everyone on this server realizes, this alliance is nothing but this mess. So I just went rogue, and I'm just going to destroy their miners all the time. That's all I'm going to do. I'm going to log in, look for their miners, destroy them, and then go play another game and come back to this and do the same thing over and over until I run out of resources. Ultimately, that is what's going to happen unless they want to talk to me about how to make this right. I really have nothing else to say to them. So it takes a lot for me to get pushed over the edge, but eventually you're going to do it, and you're going to regret it. Um, what does the admin say? Oh, that's weird. So it was that was like the boiling point for me, and I had never played an online MMO. So I came from games where you played with other people, but it what and there were other people playing the game, but you weren't like actively engaging with them in real time. And I had no idea of how bad it got, of how toxic that community could get. And there's some people that just thrive in it. They just love that. It's so interesting to them. I'm not one of those people. I like come to a game to have fun, laugh, look for humor, play some strategy. I I don't come to a game where somebody says, because you killed their minor, I hope your family is murdered overnight. Like like that sort of thing is so foreign to me. Or like for Tilly, somebody tracking her down on Facebook and says, I'm gonna come over and, do these things to you. And I don't want to say those words because Tilly's a really good friend and I don't know how traumatic that situation was for her. And so I'm like, that's weird. And then, playing through this game, they have made, increases to the events and whatnot. But I got really frustrated with the missions. The missions aren't in order. The grid lines aren't laid out correctly for the missions that you're supposed to do. For instance, I am up to 100k missions, and I am defeating, most of my opponents. I have, no problem defeating. But then I'll go back to certain missions, and let me just show you if I can give you an example. I mean, something like this: 45 million titanium for a mission. That makes no sense, considering how little Kabam gives you. I'm sorry, not Kabam, Scopely. I'm actually playing a Kabam game right now. Let's see here. All right, so this is 60k. So this should be really doable. I have to destroy 10 Creosian rebels. Okay? Let's see if anyone will pop in here. But to, give you an idea, they're all level 38 ships or higher. I can barely take out a 36 or a 37, much less a 39, a 40. And that's a low level mission. Anything that's 60k is stuff I've completed a long time ago. Let's take a look at some of this. And I'm not even going to talk about the far outreach missions, like where you have to defeat a 2.4 million battleship. Let's see, 1.5 million raw ore. Seriously. That one's not too bad. This one right here, let's see, is this 100k? Yeah, this is 100k. You have to defeat 5 hostiles of level 39 or higher. Not possible. 2.7 million par steel, and you have to go and defeat level 40 ships. Like, no one in the game can do that. Not even our highest spender can do that. And then there'll be missions that are like 60k that take you to warp 61. I'm like, how the heck am I supposed to get to warp 61? I barely have warp 55. And so that was a really big thing for me. And a big note for Kabam is really fix these missions, really fix your grid marking in your star systems with the warps. Lower the warp or increase the warp on your ships. That is, definitely something. Open up more systems for more people. I know from my personal experience, one thing that I have seen is in the higher level systems, they're all empty. They're blank. There's nothing there. So fill in those systems, put in more mines. So it was really the number one thing was like current event, and then what came after that was the toxicity of the community. It was just it was just crazy, and like when I took a step back from this game and realized that I had spent thousands of dollars on something I can't really see that well, like the ships. Like there's no interaction with the ship battle, and that's what, as Star Trek fans, especially if you love ship design and you like to watch those ship battles, there's really nothing to see. Everything is too automated. So, ultimately, the game is about mining to get uncommon, or shooting NPCs, or creating your own content and creating a war. And a friend of mine was telling me, and he's quitting as well. I actually know a lot of people who are quitting along with me. And he says, I don't really do base raids. He's like, but there was one night this guy was being a real jerk to me, and I had noticed that he had just spent money, and he was overstacked and he didn't shield. So I went and raided his base. And then he thought about it. He goes, I just legit stole money from that guy. And that to him was legitimately an ethical dilemma, an issue with the game. I don't know if it was an issue with the game, but for him, it was an ethical issue. He goes, I just stole money from him. And so ultimately that's kind of where this game is. And like I said, I haven't played many MMOs. I don't know if this is typical for these types of games, but for me it's time to kind of say goodbye. I'll probably still be around. I won't be engaged in the game, not nearly as much as I was. In fact, there's a good number of people that were in my alliance, and we're all going to the same game. I'm going back to Marvel Contest of Champions, and I set up an alliance, and they all set up new profiles, and they're like, no, we still want to game with each other. And that is like the coolest thing about this game, is, with the exception of the external community, but the community in your alliance, the family of gamers that you build. It is such a beautiful thing to see, and it is so cool to kind of watch and build relationships and talk about life. I was talking with the leader of Top G today, and he was talking to me about his family. Like his girlfriend is pregnant and they just got back from the ultrasound, and he was really excited. And that is the kind of thing that I find really cool about this game, is we don't know each other, but we can make those emotional connections and create those bonds with one another, because we have a shared like. We love Star Trek. And we talk about so much. We have like so many servers set up to talk about science fiction. We have Game of Thrones channel. We have Old Trek. We have New Trek. We argue back and forth about Star Trek Discovery because I think it's amazing. And that is like really cool. So like when we're bored, that's what we do. We just go and have these awesome discussions outside of the game. And that is probably going to be what I'll miss. I'll miss that, because I will say that in Marvel Contest of Champions, your alliance is great, but you don't talk about that as much because there is so much content to do. People are always gaming. They're always gaming because there's so much content to do on Marvel Contest of Champions that the monthly event stuff takes a month long. I mean, you could literally play it from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to bed, and you'll be lucky if you finish at the end of the month. And so that's what I'm kind of looking for. And if anyone wants to join Marvel Contest of Champions with me, definitely, hit me up. I am Star Hunter 1980 on Marvel Contest of Champions. I have a large profile. I've been playing it for 4 years. But I'm also going to be checking out more games. So a couple of suggestions I got was, if you're going to, stop producing these Star Trek Fleet Command videos, can you start doing videos on more mobile games? And I plan to kind of do introductory videos on other games like Durango. Durango is a really fun game. I don't know if it's like catching me yet, but I have played it several times, and there's people on our server is the one who introduced me to it, and that's fun. I strongly suggest, if you like dinosaurs and end of the world and kind of want to rebuild your life, living with dinosaurs, it's fun. It reminds me a lot about Star Trek Fleet Command, because Marvel Contest of Champions is so different. It's so strategy based, and that's the kind of games that really get me. Are games that are not easy to do, because that game is not easy to do, but it definitely takes some time. And then I also in this video, comment down below if you'd like to be entered in for that gift card. Thanks to all of you, my channel has hit over 750 subscribers, and I hope to continue to grow that. I really want your input. What else would you like to see on this channel? I really want to start to doing some gaming news. Let's see, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 is coming out for the Switch, which I plan on streaming. I'm really looking forward to that game. I'm super excited. I've played Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1 and 2 on my PlayStation for years and have been waiting for its predecessor. So I'm really excited. I'm thinking about getting the Avengers Project, because if you do the pre-order, you can get the beta. So I'm definitely going to be working on other things, and possibly even some old Trek games and some new Trek games. If you guys definitely want to see it, just comment on that. I will definitely go back into Star Trek Alien Domain. That game is kind of, it's okay. It's free. I will show you some older Trek games that are still available that you can still play on your PC on Windows 10 or on Mac, and definitely go down that route, because there's not that many great Trek games out there, and I definitely haven't played Star Trek Online for a long time, but there's just a lot of games out there that I like, that I want to try out, and this game has been definitely occupying a lot of my life. So it's sad to say, but I will be leaving the content creators program as well. I got to send the final message off to Panic that I am no longer going to be in that program, and I'm not sure how much longer I'll actually be in the game. So definitely send me any messages, but like I said, that gift card, comment down below if you want to be entered in the drawing for that, and I will hold that very soon here. Other than that, I hope you guys stick around. I love my subscribers. You guys have been amazing. I love it when you join me for my live streams. I am thinking of doing video of me for my live streams, because I think if I play a game and I'm making all these random sounds, it's going to be more entertaining to kind of see me flip out. So I think I'm going to start looking at that as well, since that's what mostly everyone on Twitch does. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching all these videos. I really appreciate it. I will keep all the videos up. They are not going anywhere. And if you have a request for a video, definitely pop it down below, and I will see if I can do content for that. I'll probably not be very relevant in the game much longer, just because I won't be, spending any money or progressing. I actually stop building. All I do is go around and destroy miners. But other than that, you guys take care, have fun, be kind to one another, and I will talk to you soon.